Last night at the Oakland Coliseum, the third game of the 1972 World Series was officially canceled after a tremendous downpour. When it was canceled, the two managers, Sparky Anderson and Dick Williams, said, "Goodbye, good luck, see you tomorrow." And now it is that tomorrow, and the weather is perfect, as tonight, the third game will get underway. Good evening, everybody. Kurt Gowdy of NBC Sports. What ideal weather tonight. Very few clouds in the sky. The temperature is 65, and we've just had a beautiful day here in the Bay Area. Otherwise, matters remain the same in the World Series. Oakland is leading 2-0, and they're going to try and deliver a crushing blow tonight. The Cincinnati Reds must win tonight, a must game for them, and they're hoping to bounce back. And we have the same starting pitchers as announced last night. Blue Moon Odom, a 15-game winner, will be working for Oakland. A 12-game winner, John Billingham, will be going for Cincinnati. Both are right-handers. The A's, of course, are now favored to win the series, and they would seem to have the edge, despite the fact both clubs have been excellent road teams this year. There's only one artificial playing surface in the infield in the American League, and that's in Chicago. The A's are used to playing on natural grass. They have natural grass here in the infield and outfield. The heavy rain the last 10 days also could slow down the Reds' added team speed advantage.
With me down on the field, Dick Williams, the manager of the Oakland A's. Dick, your pitching staff handled Cincinnati and Riverfront Stadium relatively easy the first two ball games. How do you account for that?
Well, Tony, we do have an outstanding pitching staff, both from the starting roles and also from the bullpen. However, we relied heavily on scouting reports brought to us by Al Hollingsworth and also Sherm Lawler. And this goes for our defensive maneuvers, everything pertaining to the Cincinnati Ball Club. They've been with them for quite a while, and we're just following that. You may see me pull out a piece of paper out of my back pocket as just a reminder, and we're going with our scouting reports all the way through. Plus, we do have the horses from the mound.
Dick, John Odom's been a good pitcher for you, especially the second half of the year. Should this field help him with the sinker ball?
Yes, he cuts the ball both ways. He'll sink it, he'll ride it, he'll slide it. He has tremendous motion. He'll take a fastball and cut it and take a little off. The same with a curveball. And then he'll throw, it's not like Rip Sewell's big blooper ball, but he will throw a real slow change. He tries to keep the hitters off stride. He's pitched a lot of clutch ball games for us, including winning 2 of the 3 in the playoffs.
One final thing, Dick. The off day yesterday, does it help your club or hurt it? Would they have the momentum going?
I think it definitely helps our ball club. It'll give John another day's rest, and also Ken Holtzman, who goes tomorrow evening, another day's rest. And we're 2 up, and it gave Cincinnati another night to think about being 2 down.
Dick Williams, thank you so much. Good luck today.
Thanks, Tony.
Let's go back upstairs.
Batting first and playing left field, number 14, Pete Rose. Here's the manager of the A's, number 23, Dick Williams. And special recognition to a great ball player injured in the playoffs and unable to play in the World Series, Reggie Jackson. We direct your attention to the commissioner's box, where Governor Ronald Reagan of California will throw out the ceremonial first ball.
A perfect night for baseball. John Blue Moon Odom, who's made 2 comebacks. Winter before last, he had bone chips removed from his right elbow at the Mayo Clinic. Last January, he tried to break up a robbery in his hometown of Macon, Georgia, was shot in the neck and in the side. And he's won 15 games, lost 6 this year. Just 27 years old. He beat the Tigers twice in the playoffs with very impressive performances. He can be wild. He's averaged over 4 walks every 9 innings. But against the Tigers, he really had great control. And when you catch him with a controlled day or a controlled night, you're going to have a very difficult time beating this man. Pete Rose is the batter. This has sort of been a war of words, the World Series, with yesterday's game rained out and the traveling date Monday. Every little statement a player made has been magnified, and this shows how effective the A's pitchers have been in keeping those top 3 men, Rose, Morgan, and Tolan, off the bases. They've had only 2 hits and 23 times up, and none of the top 3 scored a run yet. Ball 1 to Pete Rose, who hit .307 for the year. Led the league and the majors in base hits with 198. The 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. 3-2 pitch to Pete Rose. He's out. Rose is caught looking. 1 down. And a very neat recovery by Blue Moon Odom. Joe Morgan, born in Bonham, Texas, lives in Oakland, California, where he's made his residence in recent years. He graduated from Castlemont High School here in Oakland in 1961, attended Oakland City College for a year and a half. Morgan has had no hits in 7 times up in the series to date, and it's a strike to him, 0-1. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Joe Morgan. 1 out, nobody on. We're just underway, no score. Struck him out on a sinking fastball. Odom has struck out the first 2 men, and behind both of them, 3-1. Bobby Tolan has had 1 hit in 8 times. Remarkable factor for the Oakland pitching in the first 2 games is stopping Rose, Morgan, and Tolan from scoring a run. They're 3 of the best table setters in baseball. 2 down, nobody on. Bounding ball hit to Odom. He's a great fielding pitcher. Throws him out. And John Odom breezes through the top of the first. And now we're waiting for Oakland. Jack Billingham, who won 12 and lost 12. 6'4", 195-pounder. 29 years old, lives in Winter Park, Florida. Pitching his key game for Cincinnati. He's well rested. He hasn't pitched since October 18th, and there's a foul ball down the right field line by Campaneris. Campaneris has had 3 hits in 8 times. When Pete Rose took the field in left field, somebody threw an egg or a vegetable out there at him, right out in front of him. He was booed heavily when he came to bat. He made a couple of remarks about Jim Hunter that the Oakland fans, I suppose, didn't relish. That's a strike to Campaneris, 0-2. Matty Alou on deck, and then Joe Rudy. Ten days since Billingham's pitch. And he strikes Campaneris out on 3 pitches. 1 down. Matty Alou has had 1 hit in 7 times in the series. Alou was hitting .314 in the National League, came over with the A's on August 27th, and hit .281 the rest of the way with Oakland. He's been hitting very well in this ballpark in that A's uniform. He's hit safely 15 of his last 16 games here in Oakland. No score, 1 out, nobody on. Billingham's pitch. A ball to Matty Alou. Alou's a slap hitter. He punches at the ball. He slaps at it. He hits choppers and rollers, and he can run. On deck, Joe Rudy. 3-2 pitch. There's a bounding ball to Cheney, who's positioned well. Cheney throws him out. You can see why they play in on Alou. The slap hitting he does. 2 down, and Joe Rudy up. He'll get a big hand for his home run Sunday in Cincinnati and his spectacular catch in the last of the 9th inning to help save the game. In fact, he had to move out of his home he has an unlisted telephone. He receives so many calls from people saying, Joe, that was a great catch, and hung up, that he had to move out and stay with relatives in Modesto. No score, 2 down, nobody on. A strike. Here's the most complete hitter on the A's team. You can see in back of the shortstop a bare spot. That is soft there as we zero in on it. And in back of the second baseman, a soggy, treacherous spot. Rudy's out, and both pitchers very impressive in that first inning. 3 up, 3 down for the A's at the end of the first inning. No score. Charles Finley, who attracts more publicity and attention in his ball club, before the game passed out 250 banners and caps. There's the commissioner of baseball to those fans sitting behind the A's dugout. He also had flown in 1,000 Maine lobsters yesterday for the press and to the various dining rooms and lunch rooms around here before the game. Here's Johnny Bench leading off again. This is the 7th time in the series he's led off an inning. And the first pitch to him is ball 1. That's hit to third baseman Bando. Throw right on target, 1 down. If you watch the World Series from Cincinnati, you notice how that ball took off like a jackrabbit on the artificial surface. Here, it doesn't appear to be moving as fast. Anyone has a green thumb out here. Ball 1, a slow one to Tony Perez. Perez has had 4 hits in 7 times up. He's had the most hits of any batter in the World Series. A high drive into left field. Joe Rudy on the slow turf moves over and puts it away, and they're 2 down. The stripes you see and the faint numbering system, of course, is from football. The Oakland Raiders played the Buffalo Bills here in this Coliseum on Sunday. The Coliseum is built for both football and baseball. 2 down, nobody on. Dennis Menke up. And he hits a bounding ball foul outside third. Menke has had no hits 7 times up. Thought he had a home run Sunday in the last of the 9th inning. So did everybody else until Rudy climbed the fence on him. For the ball's coming from the crowd out of those center field bleachers. There's a shot in the center. A base hit. Look out. The outfielders are going to have to charge base hits tonight if they get through the infield. Otherwise, they could be stretched singles into doubles. Cesar Geronimo, no hits in 7 times in the first 2 games. Hit .275 for 1972. And it's a fastball high, 1-0. Cincinnati dugout is in back of first. There he goes. He got a good jump. Ball hit out to Green, the second baseman. His throw to first. Geronimo's out. No runs. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of an inning and a half, 0-0. Mike Epstein, Sal Bando, and George Hendrick for the A's in the last of the second. Epstein, no hits in 5 times up. 26 homers, 70 RBIs in 1972, and he hit .270. Now, it's interesting to watch in this ballpark that Joe Morgan won't be playing as deep on the natural playing surface as he was in artificial surface. He almost played a short right field against Epstein at Cincinnati. A ball to Epstein, delivered by Jack Billingham. On his last 2 regular season starts. And he's on 4 pitches. Sal Bando has had 1 hit in 8 times up in the World Series. Epstein on first. He dumps the bunt. The throw is going to second. It's in time. Back to first. Not in time. Billingham got off that mound and fired a perfect strike for the force. George Hendrick, who's playing center field in place of the injured Reggie Jackson, 1 hit in 6 times up in the 2 games at Cincinnati. He is 23 years old today. Ball 1 to him. We have no score. Bando on first. Bando on first, one out, no score. Last of the second. Hendrick pops it up in a shallow right center. Joe Morgan going out, calling for it, has it. There are two down. Bando holding it first. Gene Tennis. 2 hits, 2 back-to-back home runs on Saturday in Cincinnati. He leads the series and runs batted in with 3. There hasn't been much scoring in this World Series. The A's pitching has been superb, and what's been wrong with Cincinnati's pitching? Not much. It's been very good also, especially their bullpen. A ball to Gene Tennis from Lucasville, Ohio. 2 outs. Sal Bando at first. Tennis played as a pull hitter to left. Ground ball to shortstop Cheney. Big hop up to him, over to Morgan for the force on Bando. At the end of 2, no score. And we had quite a glare on those bare faces and those white shirts out there that might have bothered the batters. This could be a better background for them now as we go to the top of the third. Darrell Cheney leading off. Cheney no hits in 2 times. The strike. Oh, what an off-speed pitch that was. He really set him up with that one. That's the 3rd strikeout for John Odom, who admits to being nervous. He had only 5 hours sleep on Monday night. I talked to him then after the rain out. He said, well, I got about 4 hours sleep last night. I get all wound up before a ball game. Jack Billingham, a very weak hitting pitcher, taps it back to Odom, watches him trot the first, throws him out, and it's 2 down. And we go to Pete Rose now at the top of the order. Rose took a call 3rd strike his first time. 2 down, nobody on. No score, the Reds and the A's. A big balloon pitch of his for ball 1. Joe Morgan waiting his turn. Rose is on, always runs to first base after a walk. 2 down, I wonder if they'll send him. He stole 10 bases in 13 attempts this year. Joe Morgan is struck out. He's still looking for his first hit after 8 times up. Morgan can pull the ball behind the runner and get a man from first to third. Bando shortens up on him at third base. And Epstein's holding against Rose. Odom has a very good move to first base for a right-hander. He's going. The throw down is high in the center field. Rose is up and on his way to third. This is the way the Reds like to play it and the way they hope to play it in this World Series. The way they played it against the Pirates in Game 4 of the playoff. And here he goes, Tony.
He had an exceptional jump. The ball was thrown high over the head of Campaneris. The come-up slide, and of course with that soft turf in center field, Pete has a lot of time to go into third base.
The 2-0 pitch to Morgan. The ground ball. That's dived by Green. Throws and has it. And here is where the natural turf slowed the ball down and allowed Dick Green to get to it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. 2.5 gone. The score, 0-0. And how many times when that man makes a great play in the field does he come in to lead off inning? There's Morgan testing that heel. Dick Green is the batter. Got a big hand from the Oakland fans.
Kurt, that's the best play he's made since he came back from the operation.
And that bunt is a fair ball. Bench throws him out easily. Green trying to bunt his way on is out. Johnny Bench to the first baseman, Tony Perez. 1 down. John Odom hit 121 for the year. Odom has had 12 home runs in his career in the American League. And he's hit at least 1 home run in each of his last 5 seasons. 0-0, last of the third. That is strikeout number 3 for Jack Billingham. And here is Bert Campaneris, who struck out his first time. Dagoberto is his full handle. That's what Kubek calls him. Foul back. 3-2 for Campaneris. Ground ball hit to shortstop. Cheney charges, throws him out, and the A's are down 1-2-3 in the last of the third. At the end of 3 innings, it is Cincinnati nothing and Oakland nothing. Bobby tapped out to the pitcher his first time. Game moving along at a rapid pace. We're in the top of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit for Cincinnati. No runs, no hits for Oakland. Ground ball to Dick Green at second. You notice and again, Johnny Bench is up with nobody on. 1 out. Strike to him. He's the big cleanup man. He hasn't had much to clean up so far in this series. Has been up only once in this World Series with a runner on base. He's got him on a change of pace pitch. Strikeout number 4 for John Odom.
Watch Johnny again. Perfect pitch. Just catches the outside corner low at the knees. Odom really pulled the string on the breaking ball.
2 down. Tony Perez up. Fly to left, his first down. No score. Ball 1. He's not been a strikeout pitcher in recent years, averaging about 4 strikeouts every 9 innings he pitched since he had the arm trouble. That's that changeup again, but this is why he's a better pitcher. He used to just try and blow the fastball by everybody. Now he's got different speeds. He's become a finished pitcher. He's a craftsman now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, he just missed with that one. 3-2 to Tony Perez. Odom has not allowed an earned run now in his last 22 2/3 innings of the playoffs and the World Series. The 3-2 delivery. Struck him out on a slow one. 5 strikeouts. Odom runs to the mound at the end of 3.5, 0-0. Well, the pitchers have been wearing them on their watch chains. No hits for the A's. Only 1 hit for Cincinnati. Here's Matty Alou for the A's in the last of the 4th. Ball 1 to him. Pete Rose has reached third base on a walk, a stolen base, and a throwing error. And that's been the lone scoring threat in the game. 2 balls and no strike. Fly ball in the shallow center. Bobby Tolan was playing him very shallow and has it. 1 down. A strike to Joe Rudy. The A's have 1 out, nobody on, no score, last of the 4th inning. Game 3 of the 1972 World Series. NBC happy to have you with us. And there's a great bunt. He's on. Joe Rudy caught Billingham falling over in the first base side. Billingham couldn't recover on the grass has to be a little slippery here probably. A perfectly placed bunt, Tony.
Rudy completely crossing them up. You mentioned that foul through of Odom before. Billingham also falls over toward first base. Bench, having no chance to get out. Menke was playing deep. Rudy surprises them completely as Billingham fell down.
That's the first hit for the A's off Jack Billingham. Epstein walked his first time. A ball to him. Jack Billingham pitching in his 12th professional season. Ground ball to second. Morgan goes for the force there, back to first, safe. Rudy is forced, Morgan to Cheney. Two down. Epstein at first. And the batter, Sal Bando, who wrapped into a forced play his first time. Perez is going to play off the bag at first. He's a step off there now. Epstein can get a better lead. Breaking pitch for a strike to Bando. Two down. Epstein at first. Strike three in the outside corner. 4 strikeouts for Jack Billingham. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 4, it is 0-0. Mr. and Mrs. Bowie Kuhn. Ball 1. Joe Cronin, the president of the American League, and Mildred Cronin. Dennis Menke has the only hit for Cincinnati, a single in the 2nd inning. Two balls and no strikes. Second walk by Odom. Geronimo grounded out his first time. All right, Bando in tight at third. Campaneris, Green about halfway at short and second. Playing off the bag at first. Twisting foul headed toward the seats and back to third base over the heads of the A's bullpen delegation. 1 ball, 1 strike to Geronimo. They had the runner going. Get to Epstein. Look out. Safe. The ball dropped at first base. Over to third. Comes Menke. They got messed up. And who was going to cover first? And Epstein, I think, waited a little bit too long. He looked down to second, then did the ballet whirl, and boys, who's going to take it?
Epstein gave a quick glance to second base. He knew he could not get Menke as he was running. Odom was over in time, it appeared, and then he stopped as Green had to take the throw on the run, and the ball got by him.
And now the Reds have the makings here in the 5th inning. They have runners on first and third, nobody out. And the batter is Darrell Cheney. We'll check who they've charged the error on. That's the 2nd error on the A's. Cincinnati's played errorless ball tonight. The infield drawn in. The bags at first and third, halfway at short and second. A ball to Darrell Cheney.
Kurt Campaneris and Green are playing less than halfway. They're going to have to use judgment as to where they're going to throw the ball. If the ball's hit to their left or right and they see they have no chance for play at the plate, they'll go for the double play. If it's hit right at them rather sharply and they can get Menke, they'll try for him.
Struck him out. Off-speed pitch by John Odom. That's been his best pitch tonight as he changes speed. He has 6 strikeouts, which is above average for him. And here's the Reds pitcher, Billingham, coming up. Now, Dick Williams going to the mound to talk to Odom about a possible bunt, a squeeze.
Base hit looks like it is, and here comes Perez in to score. The Reds take a 1-0 lead. He falls down, but he may make it yet. Campaneris didn't realize he had fallen down.
Campaneris had his back to the plate. If he'd have quickly whirled and thrown, he might have had him at home plate.
Watch Perez again. The ball got hit hard, and it got slowed down in center field with the soft turf. Now watch, right around the coaching box as Alex Graham says, you've got it made easily. Hits a soft spot, takes a header. Campy did not see him, and I don't believe anybody alerted him to the fact as he had his back to the infield and the plate. But Perez makes it.
The slow curveball. Kenneth had no chance to throw him out, and now with the count 3-2 and first base open, see what they decided to do. Tough when you got 2 strikes on a guy like Bench. You want to see if he can get that third. Big man to get. Perez waiting on deck. Full count. Tommy Hall will start to throw in the Cincinnati bullpen. And the pitch on the way to Bench. Called strike 3. Kenneth have his glove out as if he was calling for, let's put him on base. But a decoy bench thing. Johnny fooled on the pitch. 2 out, bases empty. Bottom of the 9th inning. Carroll ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, nubbed up the line towards first base. Carroll has it. Flips to Perez, and the Reds beat the A's. Ray Carroll gets to save Jack Billingham the win. The A's go down 1-2-3 in the 9th.